what happened. To be honest, I'm 4 or 5 out of dive.
Kamikaze gets the win.
Whole thing's fucking hammered. So we got a O-ring bad. Bearing doesn't feel too good. I'm guessing it probably just red bushing that comes out that way, but there's a almost like a spiral lock looking thing holding this sucker in. It's like a small flat. You can see this snap ring, how it got into that nut. See that? Something doesn't seem right about that.
Ain't enough room for my socket to fit on there, are they?
I'm gonna try and see if I can get a. You got a socket that big?
I'd say so.
I'm gonna try and. Do this. That thing is not strong. I just put a big old.
It's bigger than this.
Look at that! I just barely got on that thing. Look at the big old piece of chunk that broke out of there.
See, that's the trouble with them. They got such a big head on them.
That's what she said.
She lied.
Yeah. Try to make it feel good about myself.
I guess that was about the biggest one, so.
It's also what she
What are you gonna do?
said. That hurt. That pisses me off already. Unless he's got one of these things in it. Different deal. And this is called a D-rotor.
I've always seen that, and I wonder what the heck the difference
You'll know when you
was
look in there. So that rotor shape. It's kind of like a D, like a C. Those things are they're like this. Like it's a very, very drastic. Like it's a. Like you can tell it's just
So it's better than
Oh
this.
yeah. See, they outlawed them. Like no one else can run them. Like another Pro Mod guys, and XRA, everything else, they banned them. So you can run the outlaw classes, like super, like certain heads up classes, like RVW, Haney's deal. You can run like Midwest Pro Mod.
Anywhere, I've looked all the way around it.
Yeah, I couldn't find it.
I bet it's on the back side.
That'd probably make perfect sense. I guess I'm gonna count them. How many teeth are on this big pulley?
So that's what they want to know.
Yeah, a shitload of them. That's how many.
I mean, what's that? Why would that make any difference?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure they're trying to figure out some kind of math or what the hell they're trying to do. But to me, it's just send me the rest of that stuff and I'll go from there.
Tell them how many's on there and willing.
Yeah, I told them that part. Uh-oh, Mike. You're on my bolts.
Oh shit.
Oh. Not too bad.
Yeah. Let's see.
I guess I'm gonna start counting. Try to get that white little chalk and mark it, and then count and then mark it again and write them down, because I'll probably lose count 7 times and have ADD.
Friggin' butt.
That's what I said, a shitload of them. How many teeth? All of them. I can in the dark. Let's see, where can I start a reference point at? I'm gonna use that one right there.
That'd be hard today.
11.
Is it raining that bad out there or something? Doing that. A deal with power.
13, 14, 15. call the asshole, put this pulley on, see if he knows before I start doing this dumb shit.
That'd be good. Not, maybe you could hold that belt up there and push it on the side to make a mark on the pulley in the belt and roll it up here and count the bottom and then count the top from on the pulley.
I got a stupid question about like always. Remember how many teeth are on this bottom pulley before I try counting this thing? It takes me 7 times. I'm too stupid to count that much. Well, I'll just count them. That guy, Keith at PSI wanted to know for some reason. So I'll count them up and tell him. Yep. And, you know, like a little like miniature chalkboard. Like 1, 2, 4 lines and a scratch through them. All right, I'll let you know. Hey, anyway, all that shit's broke. That shaft, all that stuff's broke. Well, now the shaft's broke, and then that little hub that the pulley goes on, all that stuff, that whole thing, the bearing's chewed up, and that spiral lock looking snap ring, those are all messed up. So probably gonna get a whole new, the front hub, and then the coil shaft, and then I guess that's probably about it, I guess. So. Yep, I'll let you know. All right, see you. What's up, guys? Kamikaze here. We are in South Georgia Motorsports Park for the No Prep Teams race. It's round 2, or race 2 of the season. And I'm driving a 68 Nova that belongs to a guy named Aaron York that has a 521-inch Alan Johnson screw-blown Hemi. And one of the things you do with the Hemis kind of have a weird issue. They the extreme seat pressures. A lot of these things, depending on how you buzz the motor, like as far as how high you're turning the blower, a lot of times instead of overdriving the blower, you'll just over-rev the engine, which means you're going to be very hard on valve train. So one of the things you do before you start a Hemi is you come in and it's called, you pre-lube it. And there's 2 holes right here that help hold the rocker arms on this rocker stand. And so I just put 15 quarts of oil in this motor, and that's all at the bottom. And before we start it, because everything won't be primed, I'm going to take my Lucas, and I use this when it's hot, especially the oil stabilizer. This stuff for methanol and everything, I can assure you, I am sponsored by Lucas Oil, but I swear to God, if they weren't sponsoring me, I would still use this stuff. This shit is extremely hard to break down, and it also will keep everything lubricated. Nothing will be dry started ever again. But I'll take this and I'll squirt it in these holes until it starts to come out. I'll go through and put a little bit of Lucas spray grease on the springs and on the roller tips. So when we go to start the motor, nothing's dry, because these springs probably sitting here just dead set like it is. I know my car is usually around 560 to 620 pounds of seat pressure at 0 lift. So you gotta think, anything's dry, extreme friction, you can tear up roller tips, you can mess up push rods, and one of the things you don't want to do. So we'll pre-lube the top of the engine. I'll put blow lube on it. We'll squirt some methanol on this deal since it's mechanically injected, and that's how we'll start the car. But just want you guys to kind of understand, you can see it's muggy down here. Been working my ass off, getting the motor ready to start. I'm going to go through the shocks and a few other things in the car, then I'll mess with the tune up a little bit. And before we go up, I'll start the engine and make sure everything's happy, and we should be good to go. But just one thing about Hemi you guys should know, especially an old mechanical blown type setup, you want to pre-lube these motors, unless you have a newer style where you can lube it yourself with a primer of some sort. But anyhow, that's what we do. You'll see it come out of here, and you'll see it come out of other places. See it? So now inside these shafts, they're hollow. When you fill this up, it goes through, and all these shafts now have oil. So when the pump starts to go and the motor starts to run, there's holes in the bottom side of these rockers right here, and it pushes oil through all this, spreads it throughout the shaft, and it's kind of like a spray system. There isn't holes in the rockers and stuff like that, but it will still just kind of keep oil on the whole thing, and that's how you get it lubed up. So that's it. While you're doing your short plan, so we're on the same page. And I'm pretty much easy. It doesn't matter to me as long as we don't do stupid shit. Liked it.
They liked it. Did it.
Thank you, buddy. Round 2, motherfuckers. Let's go to work.
Let's go to work. Dude, that thing was freaking just. Wow!
I was like, damn. I short shifted. The guy was like, what the fuck, man? Hey, I'll tell you something right now.
Don't be short shifting on me now.
My bad. I won't do it again. I bet it was high 8,000. It wasn't bad, but still.
It's I used to short shift it to death.
I'll tell you this. It wants to cross. I guarantee we crossed over 95.
Yeah. Hey.
First one to get to use them.
There we go. Let's go get this bitch ready for number 2.
Yeah.
About fucking time.
I mean, it said.
Oh, it was rolling. It was fucking rolling.
Pause it all.
I don't think she had a picture of my life.
She might have needed that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So I've been on race, I've gone fast and stuff like that. Like I said, one thing that I'm happy is we weren't a fucking joke.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a big deal to me because the last couple of years, all the work I've done, all the burnouts and everything that's happened, it's fucking rough because this kind of stuff's kind of been my thing. It's been $10 parts that cost me $10,000, $12,000 week in and week out. You know, and somehow I'm still here. That's why I keep putting my Facebook posts. I'm still here, motherfuckers, because after 50 of those, these guys they're fucking packed it up. I'm not pissed. Like I'm just more pissed. What?
You made a statement. You let them know you were here.
I'm the kind of guy, no matter what happens, even if the parts failure, I look in the mirror. I'm not a fucking wait, you prick. I'm not that guy. That's it's no. Yep.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. Like everyone here versus the 405 guys. But you know, I don't go around causing drama. I don't have beef with all these guys out here and crap like that unless I need to.
This car right here only.
Exactly. That's what I said. I run my race. It's just I wasn't looking around. I was just sitting there. I knew you guys are thrashing, and it's cool seeing everyone help out. It's just it's right part racing, not winning shit like that. $10 parts I gotta cost you.
Oh yeah.
10 grand.